Hello everybody and welcome back to the show. We're at Albany Pioneer Days, Albany, Minnesota, and they have a spectacular prairie tractor and wheatland tractor feature this year. There are more things here to look at than I could possibly get on camera, but I've already found the first walk-around, and it's a very, very interesting unit. This old Hart-Parr oil tractor, and what sets it apart is the single front wheel, and the more I look at this, the more interesting it gets. So here's one parked right next to it. These are among the earliest Hart-Parr tractors ever made, but what I'm used to seeing is the dual wheel wide front that's on this large arched front pedestal. But this one, on the other hand, just has the single front wheel, and we don't have that arched pedestal, but we have this huge wishbone that comes into it from each side. And I still haven't figured out if this is a large bearing inside of this wheel hub or if that's a bushing style. I would almost think it would have to be a bearing. We've got a large grease cup located 180 apart to force lubrication into there. We got another grease cup in here to lubricate what would be the single front kingpin. Double suspension springs. We have a larger coil spring on the bottom and then a smaller coil spring on the top, but it's a whole front suspension mechanism, all contained inside this single, very large, very wide front wheel. And personally, I've never seen anything like it. I've even been trying to look in through those holes to try to see if we have like a large, like a flat roller bearing or what. I see we do have, it looks like some shims that are beneath this side plate. So I don't know if that's to draw two bearings together or to center it on a rather like a, I'd say sloped edge bushing. I have no idea. But this is so cool. Look at all the steering linkage that comes out. Another grease cup here to feed that pivot socket, that ball socket. Another one right here. Heavy duty drag link, heavy duty pitman arm. I like how we've got like a jack screw, like a worm screw, goes through this bell crank right here. Large pins, large cotter pins. And that feeds on up to the steering wheel up here. Another grease cup right there. But there is a lot of new repro parts, custom cast parts on this. The more you look at it, the more you see all of this. These wood clutch pucks. Looks like this ring, this flywheel, the planetaries, these links, this main web, all of that looks like it's repro to me. Down here, it looks like we have like another possibly, I think these are clutch pucks. This would be a brake puck here, all wood. Looks like a lot of new hardware in that mechanism. That would cinch that up against that large flat-faced disc. Working on into the engine, vertical, very large two-cylinder, Hart-Parr lettering down the side. So we've got this flat belt here, goes up to that pulley with the offset crank, and it looks like that rod goes down. Okay, that would be for the oiler. So as that pulley rotates, that rod is going to follow around. That transfers it into up and down motion down here. Here's all of your little your cog teeth and your dogs for operating that oiler. Your lines go off to all the critical parts of the engine. Looks like we've got flyball style governor up top, another flat belt, leather flat belt feeds that. Excellent use of wood mixed in with all the heavy iron. Pieces like that look like they could possibly have been recast. Large, we'll say corrugated fin radiator. And what I like about this one, you can just barely see some old lettering. Hart-Parr up there, some faint Hart-Parr on the front. I don't know if these, I'm thinking all this stuff has been applied after the fact and weathered to make it look like it matches the patina, but I love, you can see the old lettering intact. Uses kerosene at all loads on the side of that galvanized tank. We've got kind of the corrugated flat metal lugs on the main wheel. We've got the angle heavy spade lugs on the extension. I love all these stay rods, all the spokes on the inside. Looking at the gearing in here, this drive pinion just looks too good to be original. That has to have been a replacement custom cut gear. I don't even know about this main drive ring. It looks very, very good as well. Working around to the back, I love it. You can climb this like a ladder, get up to that main tank. We've got more excellent old style lettering back here. Hart-Parr Company Builders, Charles City, Iowa. Same for the other side. That galvanized tank looks just the same. Operator's platform. Okay, up there, gasoline for starting on that tank. Brand new wood cabinet. I like the serrations on that foot pedal there. Actually, the view was not bad. Once you got up on the platform, you could see down to each side of the front wheel. Back in the day, this was not a bad operator's platform. No seat, but we didn't sit down on the job yet. It's like a new corrugated tin canopy on it. Down on the back, look at all the different adjustment holes for pinning the drawbar. Or you could just let it swing too. Up the other side now, similar lettering on the front of this fender. So this wood box has all those wires feeding out of it, and they've got the old correct style wood block insulation for the routing. This would have been a dynamo, okay, an electricity generator, spark generator in here, because this other leather flat belt comes from this pulley into there. It would spin up the dynamo that makes all of the electricity for the spark plugs leading out to there. Old style vintage looking plugs. So we've got the Hart-Parr Company tag on the side of the engine down here, and large flywheel. So we've got this bevel gear drives that one, which in turn drives this vertical shaft, and that series of bevel gears carries everything on over for the oiler, the governor, and what have you. And I think this on the front, that would be your fill for the cooling, possibly. Very interesting old tractor. I've never seen the single front wheeled one in person. It was just too good not to catch on camera. It's got an excellent look about it as well. Lots of work went into that one. Hope you all enjoyed the walk around. I thank you for watching.